Maybe he got a little too cozy with some of these birds.
Only explanation I have in where a Fiat Uno could keep up with a Mercedes S280, okay?
It's not that I wouldn't fight Mothman. I would beat the shit out of him.
We're seasoned.
So wait, you mean to tell me they have a festival commemorating the day a man got his shit rocked by an extraterrestrial carrot?
My neighbors across the street, they are not real.
But a pyramid is the most boring shape.
Part Sasquatch, part trickster midget. What's going on, guys? Thank you for joining us in the Conspiracy Kitchen, where we uncover the secret ingredients behind life's daily mysteries. I'm your alien enthusiast, head chef Joe, and as always, I'm accompanied by my sous chef Josh, the cryptid killer.
We're alive. Stop panicking.
We're still alive. No. Hammers. Josh should not get done in by a cryptid. He's still here. There's no shot that's going to happen, right?
I hate that that's his first thought.
No.
Like, oh, come on now.
Well, remember the whole thing about the spiders?
God damn. Leave.
I don't mean to bring it back up. But yeah.
I didn't count them as cryptids, so I didn't kill them.
Okay, that's why. I forgot that was the thing. So, the reason I mentioned alien enthusiasts, I think we're going to do a little alien episode today, or extraterrestrial episode, going back to Egypt. All right. I also have an announcement to make. I guess we'll talk about that a little later in the show. Just something I'm happy to let you guys know about. And yeah, we've been absent again for about, I don't know, 2 weeks since our Greg episode, which by the way was like the most popular first day release. It beat out Flat Earth Dave on Spotify for our number. Flat Earth Dave, that episode was our like best first day release until the Greg Owen interview episode. Just to let you know.
There was a phenomenal interview. Greg Owen, I mean, not the other one.
No.
This one we were able to get, a sentence or two in, at least. No, but I really did enjoy having Greg on. I really hope he would come back on and do another episode because
he said he'd come on anytime.
Oh, yeah, he was really great to talk to, and he's full of stories, so there's a lot to learn from him. And I'm still reading his book now, and it's still really, really good.
So again, yeah, if you didn't listen to that episode, it's the last one we just released. I'd check it out, and I would definitely buy his book. And he's going to be releasing a whole series of books. So if you're interested in true crime and a little bit of corruption, it'd be right up your alley.
Definitely. And yeah, I mean, we've been off for like 2 weeks or so. It fucking work, man. Like, god damn it. So if anybody works in retail or a store-like setting, they will understand what I mean when I say we've been doing inventory. So a company essentially gets sent to your store to count everything. But apparently none of our stores know how to do this. So I was the one who's been sent all around to help, which is what I've been doing this week. And they came to our store and they missed a lot of shit. And they gave me like a report to fix things. And she got mad at me, the woman. She's like, oh, well, you're taking too long. I'm like, your list is wrong. And she's like, I don't know nothing about that. I'm like, okay, well, we're not going to get anywhere then. So I essentially kicked her out of the building. I'm like, if you're not going to do anything, just fucking leave. So that's been my week. That, and I think one of our mechanics is getting fired tomorrow. So that's...
Yeah, I remember inventory. I mean, I have to inventory my service truck once a year, and they have someone come in, some other outside company come in. Sometimes they're pretty good. I just say, yeah, this is on the truck. This is my list. And they just say, oh, yeah, okay. And they just look at the list and say it's there and leave and not actually check the parts. A few times, no, they have to check the parts. And I remember this, we're getting off topic, but I remember the one year I had 4 6-volt batteries. They're golf cart batteries, but we use them in scissor lifts. And he's like, I don't see them. I'm like, they're right there in the back of my, like they're in the back of the service truck. I'm pointing right at. He's like, I don't see them. I'm like, they're right there. He actually had to climb up in there and pull each one out and show it to him. Literally, instead of just letting him look at it. Some older guy, he was a schmuck. But yeah, I don't like inventory either. We do it every October, and I dread it greatly.
It's a shit show, always. And I got left to do it. It's supposed to be the entire staff there to help, and it was literally just me. And I'm like, all right, this is cool. And then someone from corporate was like, oh, I'll be here to help, and then leaves 10 minutes into it. I'm like, all right, I'm gonna go fuck myself. I'll be right back. But yeah, that's been
But
my week.
but the task at hand, right? We're going to talk about why we still believe ancient Egypt had connections to extraterrestrial beings, right? Or advanced beings from not of this earth, right? That's how I feel. I think ancient civilizations maybe had some connections with aliens. I think that's how you feel, right, Josh?
Yes,
Maybe. Yes.
absolutely.
So, um, to start with, a lot of people will tell me, well, where are they, right? And they could be in the oceans, like I had that theory and stuff before, but this is thousands of years ago, right? Why couldn't there something happen to their home planet in that time span, and they're no longer here, or they just fucked off? They said, nah, all right, they're good. You know what I mean? We cradled them. They started building their own civilization. Now they have technology. We don't really want to deal with them. They have nukes, and they just no longer are to be bothered with us. They're out exploring somewhere else, right? Multiple reasons why we don't have as much interaction with them, and maybe they just watch from abroad. But I hate when people say that. Oh, they're not here now. Well, fuck off. They could still be, right? But the main thing I want to talk about was when they did the opening of the King Tut's sarcophagus, right? They found a dagger on his body, right? A lot of people call it the cosmic blade, and this blade is of extraterrestrial origins, and it's scientifically proven to be from extraterrestrial origins to start with. Right? They did a direct chemical and structural analysis of the dagger. So going back to 2016, when they first were, inspecting this dagger, they brought a portable X-ray fluorescence spectrum. I keep messing this word up. The spectrometry. Stop. I sound like Flat Earth Dave now when he's trying to say spectroscopy. They measure the blade at approximately 10.8 weight percent nickel and 0.58% cobalt. The iron blade, it was mostly iron. Then they did a 2022 surface mapping study. They refined the nickel figure to about 11.8%. So terrestrial iron here on Earth, terrestrial iron artifacts made from ore before this industrial era, like now, almost never exceeded 4% nickel. Right, so we're looking at way more nickel. So that's one thing that they're looking like, hey, something's going on here. Now, iron meteorites that formed in metallic cores of different planetesimals, host planets, whatever, can routinely contain up to 35% nickel. So we're right off the bat. We know this is from somewhere else, right? This kind of says, hey, this is from somewhere else. The nickel to cobalt ratio on the Tut's blade also matches the ratios preserved in iron meteorites from the early solar system. So, billions of years ago. So it's pretty much a clear chemical fingerprint of it being of a meteorite, right? The iron, rather than having anything smelted here from Earth rocks to start, right, Josh?
Yes.
This is right off the bat. We got evidence that this is not from Earth. And then there's that the pattern that's in it, the Widmanstätten pattern, I guess they call it. The mapping revealed discontinuous nickel-rich bands, roughly a millimeter wide, arranged with cubic symmetry. This is the classic Widmanstätten pattern. The interlocking crystal structure forms only when molten iron cools extremely slowly inside a parent body, planet or meteor, over millions of years. That's how you get that pattern. It's a clear feature of certain iron meteorites and cannot occur on Earth at all. So when you look at that, and then you see that it still has it, to keep that structure, the survival of that structure is also clear evidence of both the origin and manufacturing method being they used low heat over a long period of time. All right, so now when they're smelting this blade, they can't go over about 950 degrees Celsius. Or you lose the pattern. So these ancient Egyptians who shaped it, they must have done relatively low temperature forging and hammering and controlled heating well below the threshold of that thing. So they had to have known how to work this metal, which is, for me, how would they know how to work this metal without heating it too much to keep all these structures? All right. So some people say, well, maybe just they were more advanced back then, or ancient, or alien intervention. Either way, I mean, they had to have known how to work with this metal.
I don't think they knew how, and I'll say why. Because the claim that maybe they were more advanced back then, I know people nowadays, in present time, that would fucking destroy this right off the rip. And you're telling me they got it down so perfect back then in the desert? Like, fuck out of here.
I mean, even like scientists said, it shows deliberate, careful technique used on a material that was already known to be special. They knew it was special. At a time when Egypt had no established iron smelting industry, the ability to work the metal this way while preserving the diagnostic pattern is extremely striking.
I've been reading up on this, and, people say, like, basically, they're like, well, if you say that they couldn't do it, then you're technically a racist. And I'm like,
yeah,
I don't know
that's
how.
Been a new thing. That's been a new thing now. So if you think that an ancient civilization can't do anything or can't do something, you're racist. That's the new thing. I've noticed that, and I'm like, what? What do you mean? How am I racist?
Yeah, it has nothing to do with race. It has everything to do with the fact that they're in the goddamn desert thousands of years ago without technology. So I don't know where race comes into
technology.
it. You could put anyone out there. Put one of any race in the middle of the desert and say, hey, use this meteor and make a perfect dagger. They can't do it. Fuck you.
Yeah, like, for the most part, we understand today that, I guess, the intelligence and advancement of the human civilization doesn't necessarily have to be linear, but over broad periods of time, right? It's higher than it was before. There could be some great increases, and then some lulls, right? I guess during the Dark Ages, maybe there were some lulls through it. But for the most part, it's always on the up and up, right? Over a long time. So that's why we say that, maybe they didn't have the ability to do this. It's not that we're racist. Oh, you don't think the Egyptians could do such a thing because you're racist. It's funny. It is funny to me that they would say that. It has nothing to do with race. I never brought that into any of my reasons for why I don't think things could be done back then. They just didn't have the technology.
Yeah. It genuinely, the race part never crossed my mind, not even once. There's a lot of things a person couldn't do back then. Couldn't drive a car either, could they?
Well, no. Didn't know how to make a car.
Yeah, exactly. Fucking, I'm racist. Got it.
Yes. Yes, you are.
Ridiculous. First we're called, what was it, Nazi sympathizers?
Or Nazi sympathizers, yes. Yes, we're... So, the other thing that I want to bring up, besides the fact that they knew how to forge this and stuff, they had recognition of its cosmic origins, right? So Egyptians called them it iron of the sky. And texts we found in pyramids already linked iron with the heavens. Centuries earlier, before the dagger was made, they already knew they were, somehow establishing that this was a special type of composition of the ore and stuff. It's I don't know. To me, someone of that time period wouldn't necessarily know that it's from the heavens, right? You find it in the ground. They just know it's from the heavens. Like how did they come to believe it was from the heavens?
I mean, well, first thing, Iron of the Sky sounds like the name of like a Finnish death metal band.
Yeah.
But also, yeah, unless they were
sky metal.
Yeah, sky metal. It's fucking punk rock as shit. But unless, yeah, they're sitting in a field and watch it hit the ground, they would have no idea that it's from the sky. Like, unless they, I don't know, they found it like on fire or smoking. But again, they would have had to see it. But yeah.
And wouldn't they? So to get this metal or the ore, it would already have to have cooled, right? I mean, if you don't just they don't just go right up to like a meteor strike and pick up they're just gonna get fucked up. You know how hot that shit got? I don't think they wait around for it to cool, or they just stumble upon it. I feel like most of the times they'd stumble upon the ore in the ground already cooled off. Because remember, I mean, you can't get it too hot anyway, right? So they stumble upon it and they're like, "Oh, we know what this is. Exactly what this is. This is the iron of the sky." It is new, It just came to their heads. No reason, no rhyme or reason behind it. It just happened to be that way.
I think we give them too much credit. I don't know. Thousands of years ago, this is one of them meteors. Like they would have no fucking clue.
Yeah, and now, also, I don't know, iron. I don't know if you knew, was rarer and more valuable than gold at the time, right? And they would elevate this piece of sky metal for royalty and funeral importance, right? And doing that suggests that maybe it was regarded as more than a rare metal or material. It was treated as something inherently powerful, right? Or connected to high powers to use the iron. So they're connecting it to higher powers, which they always talk about their gods coming from the sky, right? And we had our Ancient Aliens episode, Ancient Tall Aliens and Lovers, right? Episode 2, I think that was. Way back in, damn, a long time ago. If you guys haven't checked it out, you can go back and listen to how we were like, well, I mean, doing poetry in Sanskrit about nuclear weapons. It's kind of weird. Describing radiation poisoning. I don't understand where they came up with this. Right? But you get called what do they call people like us that believe in ancient civilizations being more advanced pseudo archaeologists and stuff like that, fake archaeologists,
pseudoscience, yeah,
the pseudoscientists, because we're fake, just making shit up. We're yeah, no.
I fucking love when people are like, "Oh, you guys are just, you're making shit up." There's hieroglyphics of UFOs. They were there. They carved the shit in the wall themselves. They told the story. So we're just going what they're telling us.
No, it's well, yeah. So I love how, like, if they draw like an animal or something, carve an animal. Oh, it's because they saw that animal. They carve UFO. Oh, well, it actually means like 17 other things, right? It doesn't actually mean it's a UFO. It means whatever. Or like when they carve like the alien head, or they paint the alien looking head. It's just storytelling. They paint a caribou. Oh, yeah, it's because they saw the caribou.
See, what I mean? Like, again, people are giving way too much credit to these ancient civilizations. So they would paint on cave walls and hieroglyphics what they saw. This isn't the time for them to be coming up with analogies for things. They're painting what they saw. It's fucking plain as day. They're not just going to be like, "Oh, well, this is what I'm painting this because this is how I feel, or this is what I mean." No, you're painting what you saw. Stop being a dick.
Yeah. I think so too, yeah. But you also have to remember, like, yeah, the Egyptians, besides, the sky metal and everything, they built monuments, which, again, so I guess it's just coincidence, with precise astronomical alignments, right? They developed complex afterlife journeys through the stars, right, in their storytelling. They underwent, radical religious shifts under King Tut's father, who, again, maybe had, his son comes in with this dagger, he's buried with this dagger that he probably carried with him and stuff like that. So maybe some kind of connections to aliens, extraterrestrials, right? And his father might have had the same type of connections, and that's why there's this huge radical religious shift. They, worshiping these people. They had elongated skull depictions, right, on their walls, and to me, it's more of an ancient astronaut theory, right? The ancient alien theory. Like non-human traits. None of them had these long, enlarged, elongated skulls, right? So you take the dagger, it fits right in with the rest of it, right? Sky focused knowledge that they had, just so much, how they knew so much about the stars, the sky, alignments, aligning stuff with them in a significant way. And then you just throw this dagger that they found on top of it, and it shows that it's from extraterrestrial origins. And I was talking to my one coworker, and I was showing him the article. And he's like, "Oh yeah, it's great." And I'm like, they just say it's because it's other shit and has nothing to do with aliens. He's always like, because he's a big conspiracy guy too. And he's like, yeah, of course it has to be something. All this other, it can't just be the simple explanation, right? It has to be all this other pageantry on top of it. And I think it goes back to like what you mentioned, I believe, in our set episode 2 when we did the aliens. I feel like humanity as a whole just doesn't want to deal with the fact that maybe we're not the smartest thing in the universe. We're not the super special best thing in the whole universe. Maybe there's that there's something smarter and better out there than us, and we can't handle that as a human as a whole.
Yeah, I honestly feel like when it comes to that aspect, it's it's a lot like that episode of South Park where they finally make contact with the aliens, and like a bunch of other species are like, you guys are honestly just too stupid to like interact with us, so we're just gonna put a big box around Earth and never talk to you again. So it's like, yeah, we're definitely not the smartest thing in the universe because other races of, aliens are visiting us. UFOs and shit have been seen. So they came light years to visit us. We could barely make it to Mars. So
yeah, we have some couple rovers up there. I'm so interested in the Apollo missions, like as a little side thing, like Apollo 2, the flat earthers fucking had a complete meltdown over, right? Um, but we didn't land. Oh my god, they didn't land. They did it in the 60s. They didn't land this time. It's fake. Shh, whatever. It's new technology. We're not trying to land. We're trying to test the systems with people on board. We haven't done it in a while. It's a new ship, right? Apollo 3 is going to be just docking and undocking and testing the docking mechanism and the lunar module in orbit. And then Apollo 4, we're going to land. And we're supposed to bring robots and we're going to set up a freaking base on the moon. To me, I'm so excited about that, right? Like the other aliens are probably laughing. Oh my God, look at how long they're taking just to put a little base on the moon. Look how close the moon is to the Earth. But to me, it's it's one step closer to landing on Mars. Yeah, I can't wait to have humans on in multiple, on a second planet, on a moon. You know what I mean? Like in space and start colonizing the freaking solar system. That's insane to me. It just, I'm so excited about that.
it's a massive step forward for humanity, but also at the same time, I would love for us to land on, on Mars or whatever, and let our little Roomba robots loose, and then we leave with the robots still there, and it finds an alien, and it just kind of looks down at it and kicks the robot over. I don't know why. That would be the funniest fucking image. It's like, the fuck is this?
Yeah, and to go back to the dagger, it had a gold hilt on it, right? Um, that it actually showed adhesive chemistry more consistent with lime plaster. Now, the Egyptians of the time used a gypsum. That's what they in their workshops. They did not use lime plaster, which makes you believe that maybe it isn't of Egyptian to begin with. Now, there was other civilizations elsewhere um, that did use lime plaster. But why would the Egyptian dagger have lime plaster on it and the gold hilt, and when they don't do anything of that sort? To me, it was either freaking some other civilization was like, hey, here you go, here's a dagger for some reason, or you had knowledge transmitted between different civilizations on how to do certain things, and that knowledge was transferred between civilizations by an outside source that happened to visit the planet once in a while. That's my understanding of it, or how I believe it worked.
Yeah, and King Tut died very young, so if he was gifted that dagger by like an alien race, it would have happened when he was a small child. I like to think they gave a very sharp object to a child and said, "Here, go run around with this." Ha ha ha.
I guess they would do that.
Yeah, be funny.
I guess. Oh man, I just there's no way. I don't know. There's no way they would just have all this knowledge this easily. I, I don't know. I really don't
Again,
know. I don't think they would.
it's give, and I keep saying this, and I sound like an asshole, but we're giving ancient civilizations way too much credit. We really are. I think they got help. I think we were visited a long time ago, and we were given help.
A ton of help. Because you got the I don't know. I don't know what to say. I argue with people. They call you a racist, right? Um, there's there's just so much going on with the cosmological classifications that they had in all their text, religious text, and everything, pointing to these sky beings. You call them ancient astronauts or aliens or whatever you want to call them, and encompassing these sky iron or the metal of the sky or whatever you want to call it. It all just points to extraterrestrial. I mean, it's scientifically proven it came from outer space, right? And formed millions of years before the Egyptians even were a thing. Because it took millions of years to get it to that point, the iron to be that way, and all the chemical properties of it. It had to cool over an extremely long period of time, right? So, it, for these Egyptians to just go find it and be sought after, and not just by Egypt, but apparently other cultures of the time, all trying to find this exact type of iron from the sky, to be sought after and then really incorporated in their religious beliefs and everything. What we say is their religious beliefs points to a broader kind of connected intelligence. Just same thing like what we mentioned in the other one, the pyramids, right? Civilizations around the world at the time, without actually communicating with each other, all building a same type of structure. Why? You know what I mean? Why do they all seem to have this like collective intelligence while being separated by thousands of miles?
I said it before, and I'll say it again. A pyramid is a boring shape.
So you're saying that they wouldn't just come up with a pyramid on their own because it's boring? It's too boring.
Well, it's just so random. Like, why? All right, I understand ancient Egypt. It's like, all right, we need to make something great and powerful looking, so let's do this. Why is everyone doing this though? Why are people that never knew each other existed doing the exact same thing? it's not a coincidence. They're not like, oh, I dreamt of a pyramid. No. God damn it. And why is it so outlandish to think we've been visited before? God damn. I'm so mad that people are like, oh, I can't believe you believe this. Like, fuck you. Why don't you?
Yeah, I have people tell me that there's no such thing as aliens. And I say to them, how is that even possible? Like, really, for real, how is that even possible? Um, I'm 100% certain that there's other intelligent um, beings out there. They could have been before, even before our time, because our solar system developed relatively later, right, in the universe, in the grand scheme of the universe. But if we were able to, and I know it's going to make the creationists mad, if Earth could just be in this zone where liquid water, you know, randomly, where liquid water can survive and and not just be evaporated or frozen, and you get all the how abiogenesis works with the simple chemical chains turning into protocells, which turn into the first cell, and then the evolution. Why can't that happen on another planet? There's billions of galaxies, right? With billions of stars in each galaxy. So, I mean, you're like, oh, what happens if the odds are of another planet having life is 1 in 1 billion? It seems impossible, right? Oh, 1 in 1 billion odds. It's so possible. But if there's billions and billions and billions and billions of planets, doesn't it almost seem like it has to be possible elsewhere too now? If there's like it's 1 in 1 billion, but there's fucking 100 billion close by, and there's billions of galaxies with hundreds of billions of planets, the odds start saying, hey, there is other life. And just because we're not smart enough to be able to contact them yet, currently, they can't maybe contacted us, in our infancy to try to cradle maybe humanity up. But just because we're not smart enough now to be able to contact them and they're trying to stay away, doesn't mean they're not out there. And, if humanity wants to be so, these, we can't be the non-special boy. We have to be the best. We have to be the special. We have to be the special ones. We're the only ones. You can't be like that. Can't think like that. Because the
we're
size
not,
of this.
We're not that interesting. We're not that interesting for it to just be us.
No,
it's the most nonsensical bullshit. The most close-minded garbage. Like, no, there's no such thing as extraterrestrials. Okay, got it.
Well, there's no such thing as space, right?
No, space is Joe. Space is not real. You know what it is we live on a frisbee that's sitting in nothing, and right above that is just a barrier, and beyond that is nothing.
The firmament. Yeah, what's above the firmament?
It's just water.
Oh yeah, the water's from it separates the waters from above and below, right? No, yeah, there's no space. I don't know. I don't know how you. Well, first of all, this day and age, you have to know the Earth's round, and you have to know the space is real. I mean, it's absolutely insane to think any other way. We know people that do think other ways, but that's for here or there. I like to bring it up every episode, but it is definitely a globe, without a doubt. Which brings me, I guess, how do I transition into our special? I guess just by doing it, the announcement I wanted to make. You were talking about not being on for 2 weeks or so. I mean, I was working on something for the last week or so, maybe about a week, yeah. And that is that our website is now live. I'm very excited for it. I worked on it, worked through it. You can go to now, it's actually linked already in X. You can go to conspiracykitchenpodcast.com. And if you don't want to type all that, because I've been yelled at, oh, it's too long, you can type in conspiracykitchen.com. It's a little shorter. That's our X handle as well, so it's easy to remember, conspiratokitchen.com, that'll bring up our website that I've been working on, and hopefully you guys give it some good feedback, and it's not just, it's a steaming pile, but hopefully I think it's pretty good. Right? I did a lot of work on it. You can listen to episodes on there. We got some good links going on. More stuff will be added. I got to add an alien avatar, so you can sign in now. We did something called Pantry. You sign in on there, and you can save favorite episodes, or you can also submit ideas if you want us to talk about future things in the future, cold cases, conspiracies you've heard, stuff like that. You can add them, and then when you sign in, you can pick a little avatar. And I put a bunch of cryptids, including the squonk, because everyone loves the squonk. But I think I got to add an alien to it.
Yeah.
What do you think?
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe a flat Earth.
Just a picture of a frisbee.
I don't think flat Earthers like us though.
Why? It's not like we shit on their beliefs daily.
And the other thing I've noticed while making this website is that we've actually only done 7 cryptid episodes. Out of the 64, and this will be 65 episodes we've released over the course of our careers as amateur podcasters. Only 7.
That is shocking to me. I felt like we did more, but no.
I guess it's because, like, when we did some episodes, it was multiple cryptids per episode. So maybe that pushed it to me, like, oh, we did more cryptids. Because I know we have some fans that really love our cryptid episodes. And really love when you talk about how you would eviscerate said cryptid. And mentioning that, the website will have a survival guide for each cryptid, written by Josh, just in case you do come face to face with said cryptid. You can use Josh's proven methods. You might not have the skill Josh has though, so be warned. But his method is proven if you have the skill to get you through the night against the cryptid.
Yes, I am going to teach all of you exactly what to do if you come face to face with one of these horrific creatures. I am going to give you step-by-step tutorials on how to not only survive, but thrive out there. And yes, so stay tuned for that. I'm going to try and touch base on every single one we've talked about, but that's going to be a while. So I'm going to start with the popular ones and then go from there. But yes.
Yeah. So, yes, multiple cryptids. We have to do another cryptid episode coming up. Probably soon, I guess. Hopefully, maybe next episode or the episode after.
Yeah. I do have a plan for the next episode. I talked to you a bit about it, so we'll get into that later.
Yes,
but yeah. But
going back to the sarcophagi, I guess, and the dagger. You wanted to talk about the curse, right? The curses that happened with them. Yes.
So, little spooky story for you kids pertaining to this excavation. There's a lot of mysterious deaths that happened after, discovering this dagger and, the burial site, all of that. Some happened pretty quick after everything was opened. Some happened years later, but still mysteriously. Few people here. We have Lord Carnarvon, the expedition's financial backer. He died in 1923. Now, the tomb was discovered in 22, so it was shortly after. But he died from an infected mosquito bite that led to blood poisoning and pneumonia just months after the tomb was open. Coincidence. All right, that's fine. Uh, we also had Captain Richard Bethel. He died years later. Now, why? There's a coincidence. Why? Why? That's not weird. Well, he was he was at a bathhouse that he frequented, and initial reports they said it was a heart attack, but turns out he was smothered to death. Dun dun dun. Mysterious death.
Did he have any people who wanted him dead?
Sure, he did, but mainly being, I don't know, the spirit of a mummy that was dug up,
It could be.
perhaps.
Smothered in bed, huh?
Yeah.
He's the 10th victim. I think he was listed as like the 10th victim. I think.
Yeah, he
Right?
died later on, just like Lord Westbury, who was Richard Bethel's father. Lived in a St. James apartment where some tomb-related objects, gifts from his son, were kept. So, stolen items from the tomb. He fell or jumped from the 7th floor. It was officially ruled as a suicide, but circumstances were described as strange because you're surrounded by stolen objects from a mummy's tomb, and then you just mysteriously dive out of a window. I don't.
Yes. Yes. You
I
don't think that
so.
happens?
No, I don't think so.
And then like freaking what, 20 other people died of like pneumonia or fever with.
Yeah, it was all fucking pneumonia and blood poisoning.
It got in their lungs. It was the toxic mold inside the tomb.
People died from getting skin cancer from early X-ray work from X-raying the mummy. Uh,
Oh yeah.
yeah, it's just it seems like anyone who came in contact with the initial discovery met some untimely end, and you know, you could say it's coincidence, and it probably is, but
I don't
I
think it is.
I like to think there was a curse on that mummy.
Curse on the whole sarcophagus. The
Yeah,
whole tomb.
the
The whole
whole
tomb was cursed. Because we've had multiple um tombs that have been opened, right? And then the people who've discovered these tombs and gone inside these tombs have perished within relatively short time periods after the tomb has been opened.
yeah. I don't know. Could it be like no? Because again, we're giving them too much credit. I was gonna say, could there be a poison in these tombs that made people go crazy or die prematurely?
Are you saying purposely placed inside the tombs?
Like a booby trap.
Like a booby trap style thing. Well, they can smelt or they can forge iron from meteorites and not overheat them too much and make sure everything stays intact and make blades from them without any problem. So why couldn't they put a nice little poisoning agent inside the tomb so when you go in there and finally open it, it releases it and gets in your lungs?
That's a good point.
It could have been helped by some other, you know, advanced mine as well to help you get that poisoning agent made for the tombs.
Yeah. I would love it if they just started finding like vials of poison. like like metal and glass vials from like futuristic looking, just
Oh, that'd be awesome as sick.
that'd be hilarious. You're like, there was aliens here and they were dicks. They were trying to kill us.
I think it was just they were helping them protect their tombs themselves. You know what I mean?
Or people just died quickly because they smoked and drank and didn't take care of themselves.
That could also be a good explanation for it.
It's also possible.
Yes.
Yeah, so that was the main thing I wanted to touch on was the potential curse of the mummy, because I always love shit like that. Anytime I watch The Mummy with Brendan Fraser, I get super into reading up on Egypt and shit like that. Which I watched that movie probably a lot more than I'm supposed to. But they're making a new one, so I'm excited.
There you go. I mean, I to be honest, I think Egypt is probably my favorite ancient civilization to read into. They're just so fascinating, right? Everything they did, especially for the time period, they just seemed so advanced. I like them more than the Romans and stuff like that. Even though I guess Rome did go down there and conquer them at some point, but th- everything they did just seemed like way ahead of their time, and that's why I always go back to. I think it's something extraterrestrial involved, especially when you have their hieroglyphics with UFOs and helicopters. Right? They have a helicopter, which is not a helicopter, I guess.
Yeah, they said it was a fucking bird, and it looks nothing like a goddamn bird. It's a goddamn helicopter. And they're like, no, if you look here, here's the wing and here's the head. Kill yourself. It's a fucking helicopter.
And just recently, I think it was just only a couple months ago, they sent a robot into a sealed off chamber.
Yeah. Went miles underground.
Yeah, and they discovered, and they were looking at writings on the walls and stuff that haven't been seen, obviously, in thousands and thousands of years. There's always so much to do around that, and around those sites, right? The pyramid sites. And they discover these new pyramids actually quite frequently, more than I would expect, right? At this day and age, you'd think everything's found, but somehow they're still finding, like, pyramids that aren't even built yet, right? Partially built pyramids are buried in the sand. It's just like I would love to take a trip out there.
I would too. I watch a lot of videos of people visiting the pyramids and stuff like that. The thing that annoys me though is the scammers that are hanging out by the pyramids. And they're like, "Oh, do you want a personal tour, or do you want to ride my bike there?" Like, no, get away from me. And they don't leave you alone. They follow you.
Isn't that kind of like our trip to Jamaica?
Oh my god. Fucking. So you came. We've talked about this before, but you came halfway through. You missed the whole beginning of the trip where I got into a windowless van. Because I left the airport and immediately was like, I need some weed. And I got into a creepy van, and a giant buff man with dreads is like, yeah, I'll sell you this for $300. I'm like, well, no. I'm like, it's amazing that you're the weed capital of the world and you don't know the worth of what you're holding. What he was holding was at least $25 worth. So, which I would have paid gladly, but yeah, and then I got on the bus, and we were there with like 60 people getting off the plane. And everyone that got onto the bus with us, like after this whole interaction, was like, that fucking guy in the van wanted like hundreds of dollars for a little bit of weed. So like, I wasn't the only one that got approached. But,
I landed Thursday. You guys got there what, Monday?
Monday, yeah.
Yeah, I landed Thursday afternoon. Because I was closing on my house, like not that long before then, and I was doing a lot of stuff. But yeah, I landed Thursday, and it was a very odd experience to be there. They just harass you in the resort. They harass you from the sea. It's like you can't escape them. You're getting harassed from air, land, sea. It doesn't matter. They're finding their way to you and trying to freaking sell you just nonsense, dude. It's insane.
During the wedding ceremony, you just see a man in a kayak row by from the ocean and yell, hey, you need something to celebrate with? Like, during the ceremony. And it's come on.
They come in from the ocean. It's insane.
Oh, my God. But yeah, I'm so mad that you missed the haunted house tour we went to. You wouldn't have gone?
Getting murdered in Jamaica.
It would have been fine. Because the house was cool. And, like, you go through the whole thing and they take you to the basement and they're like, this is the torture chamber. She killed a lot of people because there's a white woman there. She killed a lot of people here. And if you walk through here and you get all excited, oh, what's in here? Oh, we have a bar in here. Oh, who wants a try? And they have like a whole restaurant, like in this plantation haunted house. It was the only part of the trip that I liked. That and us going to the rehearsal dinner with the steak that was severely overcooked. Like they took these steaks and placed them on the sun.
First of all, I just want to let you know that it was not beef; it was goat. Now that we got that, we get this out of the way. Sorry, Jim. I know you don't listen, but sorry.
Sorry.
We had the water. Now the water, you don't mess up water, can you? Yes, you can. I remember taking a sip, and you took a sip across the table about the same time, and you're like, "It's the hint of sewage that makes it." And dude, I couldn't stop. I couldn't stop. Let us know if any of you guys have been Jamaica, or if you're listening in Jamaica and you're Jamaican and you no longer want to listen to the podcast. I completely understand, but let us know if
Fix
you've
your
been
water.
to Jamaica, and and if you had a better experience than we had, a worse experience. I had a coworker explain to me the first time he went to Jamaica, that he landed and he's on the bus heading from the airport to the resort, and he looks out the window and he sees a man sprinting down the road with a horse leg. Um, so he turns around and looks, and in the intersection, I guess a horse was hit by a car, and this guy just like dove on it and chopped its leg off. And he was like, I wanted to leave within 5 minutes of landing in Jamaica. Because this guy's just ripping the freaking horse's leg off and stealing it and running it down the freaking the street. It's insane. Yeah. So, anyone else have better experiences in Jamaica? Let us know.
We were still bummed out on that meal too because you weren't there yet, but Jess and I had gone to that same steakhouse the night before with some other friends, and it was delicious. We had a really great meal. And they were like, "Oh, we're going back there for the rehearsal dinner." So like, "Oh, perfect." So then we had the water fiasco. Then they bring out the food, and everybody is passing theirs around to each other, switching plates because yours looks more like what I would want, temperature wise. So we're going back and forth there. I ended up with a piece of char, which I reluctantly swallowed, and then dessert came, and Joe and I know we both think about this a lot, but they brought out this chocolate cake, and we were eating it, and we were just looking at each other, and we were dead silent, and I was like, it's missing, it's lacking flavor.
Yes.
Flavor of any kind. It was just not there.
Listen, most kids like chocolate. When you have every child at the table reject the chocolate, there's an absolute issue going on. I don't know how we went from Egypt to Jamaica, but there's an absolute issue going on when every child at the table rejects the chocolate.
Well, so if you're a chef in Jamaica, I'm gonna tell you something, or baker, whatever you want to go by. Just because the cake is brown does not necessarily make it chocolate. So the taste of chocolate must be involved. It has to be incorporated somewhere in that dish. If that taste is not there, it could be whatever color you want. It's not going to be chocolate, though. So just food for thought. Add the chocolate to the chocolate cake and then serve it. Only in that order. Only in that order.
Besides the chocolate, I had an eggshell fiasco the entire time. And it wasn't even, it didn't even start in Jamaica. First of all, I boarded the flight at Newark Liberty. I was like, you know what? It's like 5 in the morning. The plane, I have to wait here another half hour. I'm gonna get a bacon, egg, and cheese. Shell. Shell. I couldn't believe it. Shell. I'm like, all right, whatever. I fucking took the shot and eat it. Land in Jamaica, Thursday with the rehearsal. Friday, get up and go to that like buffet, breakfast buffet they had. Let's get some scrambled eggs. Shell. Shells in it. And first of all, what is with their? It was water. Am I the only one that saw that it wasn't actually solid? The eggs, it was like liquid. It was like a soup. So I have something to shell in it. I'm like, that's great. Saturday morning shell. At this point, I'm like, the shell's obviously going to be into the Sunday morning before I go home. And sure, yeah, I avoided the shell actually that day by going to the omelet bar. And unless the shell was probably incorporated somehow into and I didn't get to really notice it. Maybe it was ground up better. But at every juncture, I ran into eggshells. I couldn't understand it. Even before I left, it was just an eggshell vacation. I don't understand.
It was even in dishes that didn't require eggs. You were finding eggshells.
Finding eggshells. Then I'm like, oh, you know what? I could really go for it. And I should have known better because I had the cake at the steakhouse. They had glasses of chocolate milk sitting there. And you know how I am with chocolate milk. I love Ovaltine. And maybe I'm just spoiled by the fact that Ovaltine is the greatest chocolate milk in the world. I see that chocolate milk glass. So I grab that chocolate milk glass, bring it back to the table with my food, and I was absolutely disgusted by what I just tasted. And I don't know if, again, like I said, the fact that I'm just spoiled with Ovaltine or what, but that was absolutely not chocolate milk. Like you mentioned before, just because it's brown doesn't mean it's chocolate. It was lacking the chocolate taste. It may have looked like chocolate milk. The taste was not there.
I see a pattern developing.
That's what I got to say about that. Now that we've gone from Egypt to Jamaica, might as well circle all the way back and go back to, again, a big announcement, and this is another reason we weren't really on. I was working on it. The website is up, right, Josh? conspiracykitchenpodcast.com or conspirakitchen.com. A whole bunch of suggestions, too. Anything any of you guys think should be changed, added, removed from the website, I'll gladly listen to. I think, I've done a decent job at trying to get a baseline started, It's got a lot of basics. You can even sign in. You got an account there for the pantry. We're going to expand. Don't worry, that'll be expanded, the pantry. I don't want to be like all these other websites that just bombard you with fucking ads. You know what I mean? When you go into a website. So I'm not doing that. I've been asked, Google, Google AdSense, I think it's called. No, I rejected that. I'm not doing it. There's no reason for 80 pop-ups. I don't know if you go to a website and the fucking content's being covered by a pop-up and you're trying to hit the little X and you launch into the fucking content, right? the ad, and you're in their website and you're trying to go, no, we're not doing that. And that's not going to have this website's going to be. But anything else you guys want to see on there, I'm all ears.
Yes. I eventually, down the line, because I want to do the encyclopedia on how to kill cryptids. I also want to eventually do videos. But I got to work on, getting a setup for that. And then we could hopefully post those on there as well. But yes, please,
the video,
give us, what you want to see.
Yes, the YouTube, our YouTube channel is placeholder for when videos start to come out. And I know, Spotify is our host, and they automatically upload to YouTube our audio podcast without video, and you just get the cover art. I don't really pay attention to YouTube right now because it's a cesspool of flat earthers. So the YouTube has been kind of I keep it out of sight, out of mind. Because when I go in there, there's like just a comment. You guys suck. You shouldn't show your face. You're not a flat earther. So Spotify is really where I put my effort to, and the website links to Spotify. Spotify is the primary listening. The primary listener is Spotify on there. I also incorporated Apple Podcast, if you do enjoy it over there, because we do get a lot of listens on Apple Podcasts as well. But Spotify is by far um, most by far, like not even close. YouTube is probably the last. Um, our videos get reported a lot on YouTube, again, because I guess the flat earthers just see it upload, they just report. So it's always YouTube's throttled to shit. Um, it used to actually be decent. It's throttled to shit now. So I guess reporting from flat earthers because they hate us. So like I said, we might get back into at some point. That's what this is coming around to get video and do YouTube videos and maybe do something like that, like paranormal ghost hunting, like we've mentioned before. Just a lot going on. It's always hard to do, if this is not our primary job, obviously. But eventually, we really want to get to that point.
We will. We definitely will. I love the ghost hunting idea. I want to do that. I would love to go Jersey Devil hunting in the Pine Barrens. Don't know how you feel about
Yes.
that one, but I would totally
Yeah.
be down for that.
Yes.
Maybe set up, we'll get some GoPros and
Yeah. I
vlog
got
our
my GoPro.
experience.
So I mean, as of right now, I have a GoPro. I have a head mount, a chest mount for it. I also have a drone. I mean, we can run the drone. I do have to get a couple new blades for it. I may have come in contact with something and kind of cracked the blade, so it doesn't hover very well right now. It kind of roams back and forth it won't hover straight, so I have to get a couple blades for it. But other than that, I mean, the drone uses your phone as a screen. It's great. It's a great drone. Has, return home and stuff like that. Um, so I think we can do some cool shit with GoPros and the drone.
I like it. We'll do like a vlog type setup, and we'll, you know, record our time looking for the Jersey Devil.
Yes.
But yeah, so let us know what you guys want to see or hear from us, and yeah, we'll definitely go from there. But I don't know. Do you think that if the aliens had Ovaltine, they would have gifted that to him instead of this dagger?
Do you think it? I think that Ovaltine is so great and so nutritious and what it does for us. It has to be extraterrestrial.
Yeah, and I
I
don't.
th-
Only not only one man can possess its power.
yeah, I think honestly the aliens bestowed that formula to create Ovaltine upon humanity, only to make it stronger. And a lot of people don't drink Ovaltine. They turn down its greatness, and you'd be wrong to do that. Uh, it's by far the most nutritious beverage out there. Really, it literally it's like if you remember in Harry Potter, the first Harry Potter, Voldemort was obviously not whole, and he would drink um the blood of a unicorn. You understand what I'm saying? Um, that is exactly what Ovaltine does to your body. It's the same concept. It you could be seconds from death and drink Ovaltine, and it'll stop you from dying. Not really, but yes,
Oh,
it'll
yes,
stop you
yes,
from.
really. You won't die if you drink Ovaltine. If you're in the hospital right now, just chug a glass. You'll be fine by tomorrow. Don't listen to the doctors. No. I, however, am not drinking Ovaltine right now. I am having a bottle of Mr. Pibb. Wait, ugh. Pibb is delicious.
Mr. Pibb.
Yeah, Mr.
That's a
Pibb.
mellow yellow.
See, it's the. God damn it. You're judging my Mr. Pibb.
Nothing's wrong with mellow yellow.
Nothing's wrong. I didn't say there was, but Mr. Pibb is not.
It's right.
It's not as condescending as the Dr. Pepper.
Yeah.
Overachieving fuckbag. Mr. Pibb knows who he is.
I'm just drinking water.
Okay.
All right, guys. I know we rambled a lot. The Spotify rating stars thing, please, if you want to rate us, please do so. It helps us with the algorithm. 0 to 5 stars. Comment and check out the website. Check the new website out. Let us know what you think. Any changes you want to see, make an account on there. You can sign in with Google or X to start it. You can pick a little avatar. You got Jersey Devil, you got Squonk, you got Mothman. You got a little 20 avatars to choose from at first. I'm going to be expanding the pantry to more things, maybe a forum type thing. Discuss cryptid fighting, sightings, and stuff like that. But yeah, just rate us, comment, tell your friends, because that's how we really spread and get to more listeners. I don't spend money on advertising, especially with everything else going on. And it was funny, I got an email on our Black Lung Media account from some ad agency. And I was like, oh, that sounds expensive. They're like, oh, no, it's not expensive. Just for the low price of $5,000, we can start today. I'm like, yeah, no. So
is that all? That's a steal. Jesus.
I was like, yeah, no, sorry, bro, I'm not doing that. And they never answered me. So yeah, we don't really spend money on advertising. I might do maybe some X advertising for the website. I'm not sure yet. Just to get more out there. Looking at some merch, maybe cryptid collections and stuff like that. I'm probably gonna print a bunch of QR codes for the website. So yeah, check it out. Rate us. Tell us what you think, and we'll be back. Hopefully, not as long. I know our boy from England liked to mention the other day. Oh yeah, you like to keep us waiting. I know, we're trying.
You know what, Hammers? We're building the suspense.
We're trying. We're gonna start getting better and better content. So yeah, rate us, and we'll see you later.
Bye.